Good morning, it's Friday and it's the 29th of May and welcome to Summer's Way of Life. So 29th of May, and in a previous video I mentioned that May was certainly for me the last month that I really needed to put my skates on and get all my seeds in the ground planted, and that's exactly what I've done. Bearing in mind I started gardening this year and growing and planting seeds or sowing seeds in middle April, I think it was April the 11th or 12th, mid-April. So let me get straight into the garden and just show you where I'm at. The idea being to encourage all of you to do exactly the same. Don't worry about the timing. Don't think of excuses as to why you can't. It's too late. I don't know how to do it. Just sow the seeds. If you've got a passion for it, get out and do it, because every single one of us is a gardener at heart, is someone who grows food at heart. We are nature ourselves in the human meat form that we're in. We are absolutely wholly connected to the principles of nature. So let me turn this around. Right, I'm going to just start, say I've just come out of the back door here, and I'll just talk through everything that I've done, and hopefully the idea is to inspire you. All here in these trays are marigolds, and they're different types of marigolds. These were grown from seed. So I sowed these in seed trays in the greenhouse just over 6 weeks ago. Some of them even later than that. Okay, so these are all different types. One type of marigold, another type of marigold. Over here I've got alyssums, which I used in the hanging baskets that I've created. These ones are left over and they're going to be put into the beds and borders. Here you can see one of the 4 hanging baskets that I created. I think it was 2 weeks ago, but now it's settled into its basket. Look at the blooms of flowers. So I'm going to, this one is a gift, which is going to my partner's mother for her birthday. And what a wonderful birthday present to give, because it's handmade and with the heart, and you'll be able to enjoy it all summer long as it's hanging up there, and it's just going to flower all summer long. It's beautiful, and it just fills my heart with joy, because it's so much more meaningful than going into a shop and just picking something off the shelf, which often is done without too much thought these days. This is time, effort, and more importantly than anything, love that's gone into it. So that's the hanging basket. Now over here I had all these pots everywhere. In this one I have planted out 2 of the tomato seedlings, and I've also put in the same pot some basil that I grew. These are babies at the moment, but they're going to grow quite big. So tomatoes and basil work well together. A companion plant. They also work well together when we eat them, basil and tomatoes and mozzarella. But yes, they are companion plants for tomatoes, and each of them help each other synergistically. Here I had actually sown fenugreek seeds, and this is done really well. So not only is it a nitrogen fixer, the roots fix nitrogen into the soil, I'm actually going to cut the leaves off, dry them, and use dried fenugreek in cooking. Very useful, handy, and nothing beats homemade. And then I'll succession sow and plant and sow another lot. Here I've created a hanging basket, but this one is an edible one. And what I've done, it's a bit of an experiment. I've put the cherry fall tomatoes, I think they are, because my labels got mixed up, but it doesn't matter. So I've got tomatoes in the middle. I've got 3 different plants. I've got marigolds, and in between basil, and again they all help each other. The marigolds will help keep the pests away from the tomatoes and give it that beautiful vibrant orange colour when they eventually bloom. And then you've got the basil in between as well. Likewise, in these containers I've done the same thing. I have actually sown two different types of tomatoes. There's one here, and then there's the banana leg one. These are yellow plum tomatoes. All of the tomatoes I've grown this year are heirloom heritage tomatoes, and they're not easy to actually germinate. I mean, I've had to practice quite a few times because some of them are surface sown, and then you've got to keep it moist and you have to have the right temperature. But this year they've all worked, and it's probably because I started late and the earth had warmed up and the air had warmed up, and it lent itself well to germinating. So sometimes waiting and starting late it's not a bad thing, certainly here in the UK, because things will germinate quite fast as it gets warmer. Don't always have to follow what you read on the back of seed packets. Follow your inner tuition and your heart, and also you'll know that you are in alignment with your heart and inner tuition when you just start immersing yourself in your surroundings, in nature and the sun. All of these things, the education of our natural environment from an esoteric and spiritual perspective, and aligned with our own heart mind, will always proffer you the ability to make the right choices. And that's the key. It's all about choices. Right, so we've got here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tomato plants, and out in the front of my garden, oh, look who's arrived. He always arrives when I'm doing a video, and he must hear me from a long way away. Hello, Luna. Hello. I've also got 3 or 4 tomato plants out at the front, which are the beautiful green zebra striped tomatoes. Best tasting tomatoes ever. Okay, so over here I had sown spinach, and it's all growing slowly. And what I'm going to do, as these little spinach plants grow in between the weeds, I will transplant them eventually into different parts of the garden. Now, spinach, I used to grow in full sun, and it used to bolt and didn't taste very nice. And I've learned that actually certain types of vegetables like the shade, and they grow in woodland and under trees. So that's why these have been germinating in a cool part and a shady part of the garden. And when I transplant them, I'm going to put them under trees and in a shady part. And the reason for that is that they're not going to bolt so quickly, but they're going to be more nourishing. They'll taste sweeter, they'll taste more flavourful, and let's see, it's what I have been reading and learning about and understanding when I'm looking at some of the ancient ways of growing food, and let's see how they turn out. Over here you can see there are tomato plants. Oh, this is so beautiful. And these tomato plants, not tomato, what am I talking about? Strawberries, they're doing really well. I have got an abundance of strawberries this year in the garden. It's incredible, and I'll show you as we go along. I want to show you the tree here. Look at these peaches, they're amazing. There must be a couple of hundred peaches here on the tree, and they're looking very, very healthy. Very healthy indeed. This is the clematis that was dying, and I managed to kind of stake it, and this is the first year it's actually blooming so beautifully, which is wonderful. I'm really happy about that. So Over here I've transplanted all these lovely herbs. So this is basil and this is thyme. And this time I grew from seed and it succeeded. And you know, each of these is one little plant. I can actually separate these if I want to. There's a lot more thyme growing there as well. So these will go into separate pots and I can then share this with members of the family. Another strawberry plant dotted around the garden. Look how many strawberries are here. Now I've put straw underneath, as you can see, to keep them dry. And there's Luna. Hello. Hello, Luna. Hello. You lovely, yes. I've put straw here just to keep them dry. And I also think it'll help them ripen because this straw will reflect the sunlight and help them ripen and go red faster. This is the fig tree. Just look at the fig tree. The fruits are not out yet. They will be soon. But just look at the leaves. Look how healthy and shiny these leaves look. And underneath, nested underneath, are 3 more strawberry plants. So I've got things growing everywhere. Forgot to show you. This is the round lemon courgette. I had 2 of these. They planted 2 or sowed 2. They both survived, transplanted out into the garden. I had some help from my partner by I've got my knee still a little bit weak, so he's come around and he's been helping me in the garden, which is lovely. And so I've got 1 round lemon courgette here and another round lemon courgette here, and they're both doing very well. And they're kind of vining courgettes that will go up like that, and then will be these little round apple-shaped courgettes, which the more you pick off, the more fruit. Abundance on all levels. I love it. So let's have a look here. If you remember, those that are watching all the videos, I had sown carrots and onions here into the main bed. The soil was very dense and packed because for 2 years I hadn't done anything, or for 1.5 years anyway. Anyway, they didn't work. They didn't come. The onions failed miserably and the carrots did not germinate. So I had also, with that in mind, I had also sown a load of carrot seeds in these kind of pots here, and they've all germinated. Different types of carrots, you can see now. They're all coming up here, and eventually as they get bigger and stronger I will thin them out. For those of you who don't know what that means, it means because they're so densely packed together as seeds, carrot seeds are tiny, I'm going to separate them when they're stronger and put them in different parts of the garden. So carrots are just growing in all different areas with the flowers and with other vegetables. That's how I like to do it, to make the garden an edible garden and everything living harmoniously with each other. It's like a very biodiverse way of having your little garden. You can pack a lot of vegetables into the soil then, and if you do it with a little bit of thought, you can use companion planting and interplanting techniques so that the plants help each other, not just in terms of the type of nutrients that they produce, like some plants need nitrogen, others need something else, but also in terms of the space. So I would have lettuces, but then carrots grow downwards and don't need a lot of space upwards, they just go up like that, and lettuces need space outside. So by interplanting and companion planting, where one particular flower attracts the pests so that it leaves the vegetables alone, by planting like that, you can get a lot packed in and you can create this ecosystem in your garden which is actually quite magical. So you can see here that I've got several pots of carrots, so I'm probably got at least 150 carrots in all, and carrots can be succession planted, which means I can carry on planting throughout the season. and we love carrots, so yeah, they can also be frozen over the winter period. Now I've had a little, I've kind of not dug up but just gently forked through this because it was getting too compact, and this is ready for using when I plant other things out. I can put them into here, so I'm keeping this space clear. But over here I've got leeks. You can see they've grown. I've got leeks here, not all of them, some of them have died, but that's okay. I'm not going to give up on it yet. There are some here, you can see these green leeks, and over here I've sown some nasturtiums on the last flower day. Today's actually flower day too, and they haven't germinated yet, but they will because I've put them in compost. These are the calendula that I grew in this central bed some time ago, and I've popped them now into this pot, and they'll be planted out, transplanted again into different areas of the garden. It's just coming together. Wonderful. Remember this plum tree? Look at the plums, they're getting bigger. Victoria plums. Oh, it's magical. Look at this branch. Oh, I can't just show you here, but there's just so many of them everywhere. Look. Oh, it's just magical, 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 magical. Everywhere. Right, over there, you probably can't see. Hello, Luna. You following me around again? Over there, under the netting, I've sown some peas, some marrow fat peas. They haven't germinated yet, but they will very soon because it's warm. And I will then plant these out in different places and then just eat them while I'm gardening. They never get on the kitchen table because I just pick them off and eat them before they've even developed. I eat the whole thing, the pod as well, a bit like sugar snap peas. Over here I've got, can you see this area here? Cabbage, kale, lettuces. It hasn't really worked because different cats, along with mine, have been messing around in there. But I can see some of the cabbages are coming up because I know what the seedlings look like. So I'm just giving that a little bit more time before I transplant and put other things in there. It's all about patience, isn't it? Over here you will see the, oh God, look at this. Look, strawberries are ripening. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Look at this strawberry. I'm going to pick it off. I am going to pick this strawberry off and I'm going to try it. I know I should wash it, but it's not so sweet yet. It needs more sunlight, but homegrown strawberries, can't beat it. And just look at the abundance of strawberries on this plant, on all of them actually. Oops, hang on. They're everywhere. Look at that. Just look at that. They're going to grow beautifully. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Okay. Apples are coming up. See? 2 different trees, apple trees. Rhubarb. And this is the first year I've seen my tayberry bush, which is a bit like a raspberry, but it's a different, it's a cross between a raspberry and a blackberry, I think. But it's full of berries this year, this tayberry bush. Look at that. So hopefully I'll have some wonderful berries as well, along with the strawberries. And then in the greenhouse, not much left now because, as I said, it's the end of May. I'm not growing tomatoes in here this year. I'm just growing them all outside. But this is what I've got left in the seed trays. More marigolds that have germinated in about a week. And these are Firebird marigolds, bright red. Can't wait. And I'll be, again, sharing these out with, in my mum's house. I'll be sowing them for, transplanting them into her garden for her. Broccoli coming up and cauliflower. These are still seedlings at this stage. I'm going to wait for them to get a bit bigger, then I'll plant them out. I do not know what this is. It says cabbage, but it isn't. I think it's leaf celery. I'm not sure. We'll see. And then this says marigold, but these don't look like marigolds at all. There's something. I don't know what they are, but I'll check on my legend back at home. Now this was just trays of leftover compost, and I noticed when I came in the other day that either they're onions or leeks growing out of this, so I've just kept watering it because I can transplant these and get 2 more leeks out of it. Why not? So you can see it is the end of May, and the aim and the goal that I had was to get everything sown by this month that needs to be sown by this month and transplanted out, and I've pretty much done most of it, and hopefully that'll give you some encouragement as well, that just get in the garden and get your seeds and put them into seed trays and watch them grow, and try and use the biodynamic principles that I've talked to you about, because you're putting nature in your favour and on your side to help them germinate. Just look at this. Next time I'll show you the big basket which is out the front. Look at it. Look at this. It's just coming to life. There is nothing more meaningful and nothing that gives you more pleasure in your heart than growing your own food. Nothing growing your own plants, flowers, doing anything that's a form of art that comes from the heart and not the mind. You're creating. It's the most wonderful, wonderful, wonderful thing to do. Have a lovely day. I'll talk about some different things next time, but right now I wanted to share the garden with you because it's a very important month to show you what has flourished and how you can still get out and grow your food. Take care, have a lovely day.